Some of the names that I just mentioned, they have been duking it out in the IM qualifiers earlier today, so they might just be tired and might be looking to get some rest. Specifically, that relates to GRG Creator and Gumiho and Bunny as well. So they're probably resting after an intense morning. When it comes to the other players, it's possible that they may be traveling. Remember, DreamHack Atlanta is this weekend, and it takes quite some time to travel between continents like that. They may also want to travel a little bit earlier just so they can acclimate to the Americas and actually get some rest and not be jet lagged for the event itself. I know that's a big thing. I know people have been talking about it, or players have been talking about it, how ideally they want to get to the events, like get to the event area like a day or two beforehand, so you actually get like a proper day's sleep and adjust. But until then, we're diving into our best of 3. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Solaris, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing the Kwangdong Freaks. It is Stats. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon KZ Gaming. It is Dark. Going for a 12 pool. Let's go. Going for the 12 pool here. Dark, he is known for his aggression, especially in this matchup. It isn't just a 12 pool, we have a drone across the map. Dark is looking to go for a proxy hatch here at the natural base, looking to snowball out of control and try to break Stats here in the early game. It could be a fast one. Could be, as the hatchery has been thrown down, is going to be disrupting this wall. As a reaction, we do need a forge to defend. There we go, we have a second gateway for the time being. A forge will be required to throw down some cannons to help add some of that DPS and to help support these zealots as well. There we go, Lings are on the way. Zealot is being chronoed as we speak, going for the cyber core and the gateway. No forge, by the way. Bold move here from Stats, not impossible, but is going to be a little bit more difficult to defend, especially if Dark does commit. Here we go again, we're just flooding Lings across the map. Zealot does pop out, going to be swiping away at the hatchery at least. Swiping away at the hatchery. Meanwhile, we have good surface area on the gateway. The gateway itself should be going down, and that's where I'm concerned. The gateway is going to be falling. Can we barely get that Zealot out in time? It looks like it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It does pop out. 2 Zealots boys are being pulled. The gateway will fall. No shield battery. Shield battery just now starting. Meanwhile, Dark looking for a surround. Behind this, he's expanding. He is taking another base. Hatchery does finish. Queen is on the way. Additional Lings as well. The Adept has arrived, and it looks like Stats is going to be holding here. I believe he should have enough, especially with the shield battery. Second shield battery is on the way. What I love, though, is that the creep is being spread, and oh, yo, we get a surround! We get on top of the Adept. The Adept gets surrounded. The shield battery finishes up 1 second too late. The Adept does fall. Lings, they flood into the main base. Hatchery still taking a lot of damage. That Queen still not coming out. We're going for the shield battery. And we force out those Zealots. Force them to back up. Another Adept does arrive, but the shield battery is out of energy. There's no overcharge. There's no base. The Queen pops out. Spine Crawler's on the way. And this is becoming too much. Far too much at this point. Zealots doing what they can. We have another Adept on the way, but with the arrival of the Spine Crawler, this should be, again, we should be able to break this natural base. Adept has popped out. Try to get us around. The Zealots, they've been fighting their hearts out this entire time. They're kiting! Barely keeping them alive, but finally they go down. The Spine Crawler camping the production. We have one more Adept on the way, but it's still a ways off. And with the Spine Crawler, we can focus down these pylons. Back in the main base, what do we have? We have additional gateways of Robo in production as well. Stat's going to try to hold on to his one base. He's going to have to rebuild the Cyber Core as well. Yeah, there we go. Backup Cyber Core's on the way. Lings camping the main base. There's no shield battery. There's no overcharge. Without a shield battery, these Lings are going to get out of control. Probes, they're going down. 4 more workers. Here on the low ground again, focusing on those pylons. Adepts trading as best they can as well. Behind this, Dark is droning. Dark, he knows he's done enough damage. He's done more than enough damage at this point to drone out of this. The Slowlings looking for a surround. Oh, they're going to find one. They're going to get one of those Adepts as well. Yeah, we're down to 2 Adepts. We do have another Warping available soon. Oh, we just need the money for it. Probes force off the mineral line. Queen waddling up the ramp. And again, Stats, he's going to be holding here on one base, but Dark getting fully saturated here on two bases at this point. He can soon take his gases, tech up, slowly leapfrogging into the main base as well. Shield battery now on the way. Because of the Spine Crawler, we may even get a kill on this Robo, which would be unfortunate. We have a Transfuse available. Adepts are shading across the map. Ooh, if Dark isn't too careful, if he's being too greedy, he won't have anything to defend. There we go. 14 Lings are on the way. He was supply blocked. The Adepts, they're arriving. And we will kill workers. Yeah, the Lings are just a little bit too late. Adepts, they get into the mineral line. They're going for the main, though. And they're allowing some of these Lings to pop out. Yeah, they come out just in time, no! As they miss the Adepts. Back at home, we have the overcharge. We're holding onto the main. 4 workers go down. Just like that. Stats has a pretty comparable worker count. Dark on 20 drones. Stats on 18. Adepts are going to be threatening shades. One Adept left here across the map. Again, there was potential here with these Adepts, and hey, we did kill some workers, that's true. Dark doesn't have the best economy, but the Spine Crawlers, they're leapfrogging forward, they're getting into the main base. Creep has been just expanding even further as well. The Robo goes down. We are down to 3 gateways. We just popped the overcharge. It's not off cooldown yet. We have to wait a little bit longer. GG gets called. There's not much left, and Dark will take game number 1. Ooh. GG. Oh, GG, well played. Oh my god. Again, Stats, I would say not really respecting the cheese enough there, the proxy enough. I was mentioning at the time, I was really surprised not to see a Forge. The reason why I say that, something that we clearly saw here in the early game, if you're up against a 12 pool and a proxy hatch, you have very limited production. Your production is very limited as a Protoss player, and you need to supplement that with stack defense, whether it's cannons or shield batteries. The shield battery on the low ground was very late as well, but we do need stack defense to help hold on. Without it, you can see how difficult it can be, how quickly you can be overwhelmed as well. And Dark did snowball out of control. Stats may be a little bit overconfident, and I think we're going to have to remake, because Stats may have picked the wrong race. May have picked the wrong race there, so we may have to... Was he playing this out? Here? Okay, no, we can. Okay, we can. I was like, is he actually going to play Terran? No. We are going to be remaking. But yeah, again, as you can see in that last game, without stack defense, it is just very difficult to defend there, and it is why players like Classic, players like Hero, they are so fast. They don't even go 2 gate, they go gate into Forge, into that second gateway as well, just to get cannons up and running, just to be able to survive. And with that, we are getting ready for game number 2. Welcome back, Stats. Welcome back to StarCraft. Stats like, I want to go back to the military. I didn't get 12 fooled in the military, Bobby. True. Feels bad, man. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing the Kwangdong Freaks down in this series. It is Stats. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player, representing CranKy Z Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. Go. Probes are being sent out. Drone this time is moving out, but merely just to expand. Going to take the natural. Much more standard opener this time out of Dark. He's droning. This is something very unique to Dark as well. Fun fact, as he does rotate around with his drones, his goal here is to actually take his natural, so he does send out a 2nd worker, and his natural is delayed. That is true, but it's actually on location. Dark, he's one of the few Zerg players out there that sends out 2 drones, one to like move towards the linear or the third base location, then the other comes in as he is moving out across the map. He hasn't taken his gases. He can go for the hatch block. Oh, he has the money for it. And he does meet up with that probe. Drone being as annoying as possible, and he's going to be forced out. Back at home, we should take our gases, our spawning pool. This gas and spawning pool is delayed because Dark was holding on to resources to throw down that hatchery, but Stats was able to deflect Dark, so Dark, a bit of a shaky start here. A little bit inefficient. You know, a later expansion, later gas, later spawning pool, but only by a couple of seconds. Not the most impactful of timings there. Dark even trying to go for the gas steal. Having some fun. Having fun here in the bases. Of course, Dark and Stats, they have quite a bit of history between the two of them. Quite a bit. Good to see them together once again. After so long. After so long. So now Dark, just trying to get some scanning information, does confirm that Stargate opener as well. Standard opener out of Stats. Stats can finally get into his game, can finally get into his ideally mid-game. Should be Stargate into Oracle in towards a third base. We'll keep an eye on Stats because there's always the potential to go for a Void Ray first instead. With a Void Ray, you can shut down these Overlords, you can keep the Zerg player in the dark, and try to keep your tech hidden as well. From there, you can go for a Twilight Council, into Glaive Adepts, you can go for a Fleet Beacon, into Sky Toss. There's a lot available to you. There is a lot available. Meanwhile, back at home, just going to be droning on up on 2 bases, getting our third up and running as well. Dark just also easing into the mid game, and we have our first unit of choice. It's not going to be a Void Ray, it is going to be the Oracle. So, standard opener. Was theorized, you know, what it could be if it was a Void Ray, but it's an Oracle, so this should lead into a third. Should lead into a third base timing. Into multiple Oracles, into a Forge and Twilight Council. So everything looking as it should. The Oracle is moving out. Behind this, so are the Adepts. And there's that probe for the third base as well. So again, everything looking normal from Stats. All the Adepts are going to get caught out by the Lings though. Lings, they do catch the Adepts. Good control here. Good use of the terrain to try to reduce surface area. But alas, one Adept does still get picked off. The Oracle forced back as well. That's pretty huge actually. Expending some of that energy here on Lings, not on drones. Meanwhile, Dark, he has time. We have 2 Queens at the main, 2 Queens at the natural. Spores are getting up and running. Dark should be safe and sound against at least 1 Oracle. But now we have 2. 2 Oracles, they can one-shot workers. Third bases are getting up and running. The Adept does race back home to defend. And the Lings of Dark, they just confirmed that there is a third. The Oracles, they do dip towards that natural. Queens are in position. And the Oracles, they take quite a bit of hull damage. We were able to kill 1 drone. Oh wait, no, that was the worker across the map. Oh, never mind. Weren't able to get too much damage. Gonna be Maidining over towards that third base. Spores soon to be up and running. And we have gone up to 3 Oracles. We have a handful of Adepts on the ground. We are looking for some economic damage. Can we get it? So far, the Adepts, they threaten the shade towards that natural. Lings, they dive in. Oh, they get 1. They get 1 Adept. They force the activation of the Pulsar Beam once again. We shade into the natural base. We pull away. 2 drones go down. But so far, only 2 workers. Dark. What is that? 3 drones going down in total? Yeah, 3 workers for 4 Adepts. Not worthwhile here for Stats. He does at least keep his Oracles alive. And behind this, it is not +1 in Blink. It is +1 and Charge. Okay. Stats going in a bit of a different direction. Now, with Charge, we can hit a very strong timing. A very strong timing with Archons. It should be Charge or Archon on the horizon here for Stats. And again, once he gets his Archons up and running, we can push out. We can try to catch Dark off guard, especially if he's being a little bit too greedy. Speaking of greed, I'm a little bit concerned. Dark has not gone for a Roach Warren. Lair is halfway done. +1 melee's on the way. Baneliness as well. Looks like Dark is going Ling Bane into Hydra, which is a very, very, I mean, high DPS, but also a very fragile army composition. It is ideal against Stalkers, less so against Chargel Archon. But here we go, we're getting ready for a Bane bust. Gonna be busting into that natural, getting into the mineral line. And Stats, can he react in time? Up! The wall is gonna be knocked down. The Lings, they flood in the sentry a little bit too late. And we do get a force field, but the Lings, they flood into the natural. Probes are going down. We have Lings here in the natural. We have Lings moving towards the third base as well. Everything is on fire. Before we can talk about Chargels, before we can talk about Archons, the economy, it's in shambles. No, the probes! Get out of here! Big connection. 27 SCVs, sorry, 27 probes go down across the map at Epps. They're doing what they can. They get 2 worker kills as well. But there are Lings in every other base. And could we even get a kill in the Nexus? It looks like we will. GG gets called, and Dark will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. Oh my god, a dominant performance there from Dark. And Stats, he just wanted to play some StarCraft. he just wanted to get into a stable economy. He wanted to make an army. Alas, game 1, at most he ever had 3 adepts. Here in game 2, likewise, at most ever had like 3 or 4 adepts and a handful of oracles. Just was not able to get into the mid game, was not able to get into his game. Was shut down before that could happen. GG, well played. The hyper aggression from Dark getting out of control. And he advances on to the semis. GG. GG. And with that, we can have a look at the brackets.